In this village lived a beautiful maiden named Adane. She was the pride of her father, Ezeogu, the village chief. Her ebony skin glowed under the sun, and her laughter was said to charm even the hardest of hearts. Many suitors came from far and wide to seek her hand in marriage, but Adane was not easily swayed. She believed that true love was worth waiting for. One evening, as the full moon cast its silver light over the village, Adane went to fetch water from the river. The air was cool, and the rhythmic chirping of crickets filled the night. As she bent down to fill her calabash, she felt a presence behind her. Startled, she turned to see a man standing there, a stranger unlike any she had ever seen. He was tall and regal, with skin as smooth as polished ebony. His eyes glimmered like stars, and his smile was warm, yet mysterious. "Do not be afraid," he said in a voice that was both soothing and commanding. "I am Obiora, a traveler passing through this land." Adane, though wary, felt an inexplicable pull toward him. There was an otherworldly aura about him, something that made her heart race and her knees weak. They talked under the moonlight, and before long, Adane found herself sharing her dreams, fears, and secrets with this stranger. Over the weeks, Obiora became a frequent visitor to the village. He always appeared at dusk and vanished before dawn, never staying long enough to be questioned by the elders or the villagers. Adane's heart grew fonder of him with each encounter, and soon, they confessed their love for one another. However, there was something peculiar about Obiora. He never ate or drank, and he always avoided the village square, where rituals to honor the gods were held. When Adane asked about his family or past, he would evade her questions with a charming smile and change the subject. Despite her lingering doubts, Adane was blinded by love and decided to marry him in secret. One night, under the same moon that had first brought them together, Obiora presented Adane with a beaded bracelet. "This will protect you," he whispered. "It is a bond of our love and a promise of my return." That night, they consummated their union, and Obiora disappeared before dawn, leaving Adane to wake alone. Months passed, and Adane began to notice changes in her body. Her once slim waist thickened, her appetite increased, and she felt a strange energy coursing through her veins. The village women, wise in the ways of life, were quick to recognize the signs. "Adane is with child," they whispered among themselves. When Ezeogu confronted his daughter, demanding to know the father of her unborn child, Adane hesitated. How could she explain that the father was a man who appeared and disappeared like smoke, a man who seemed more spirit than flesh? In desperation, she claimed that the father was a suitor from a neighboring village who had promised to marry her but had since vanished. Ezeogu, though disappointed, decided to protect his daughter's honor. He announced to the villagers that Adane would remain under his care until the child was born. But whispers of scandal spread like wildfire, and Adane found herself the subject of gossip and ridicules in the whole village. One stormy night, as thunder rumbled in the distance, Adane was awakened by a chilling presence in her room. The air was heavy, and the candles flickered as if disturbed by an unseen force. Suddenly, Obiora appeared, his eyes filled with both love and sorrow. "Adane," he began, his voice tinged with regret. "I must tell you the truth. I am not of this world. I am a spirit bound to the river, a guardian of its waters. Our love was forbidden, but I could not resist you. The child you carry is special, a bridge between our worlds." Adane's heart froze. The man she loved was not a man at all but a spirit. "Why did you deceive me?" she cried. "You have brought shame upon me and my family." "I never meant to hurt you," Obiora said, his voice breaking. "But now, you must be strong. Our child is destined for greatness, but the journey will not be easy." The gods will test you, and the village will turn against you. Wear the bracelet I gave you, for it will protect both you and the child." Before Adane could respond, Obiora vanished into thin air, leaving her alone with her thoughts and fears. As Adane's pregnancy progressed, strange occurrences plagued the village. Crops withered, livestock fell ill, and the once bountiful river began to dry up. The villagers, desperate for answers, turned to the diviner, who declared that the calamities were caused by a spiritual imbalance, a union between the living and the dead. All eyes turned to Adane. "The child she carries is cursed," cried the elders. "She has defied the gods and brought ruin upon us." Despite her father's efforts to protect her, Adane was banished to the outskirts of the village. Alone and heavily pregnant, she found solace in the memories of Obiora's love and the mysterious strength the bracelet seemed to give her. On a night when the heavens wept and lightning illuminated the skies, Adane went into labor. Alone in her heart, she endured hours of pain and anguish. Just as she felt she could endure no more, a brilliant light filled the room, and Obiora appeared once more. "Do not be afraid," he said, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. "You are stronger than you know." With his guidance, Adane gave birth to a baby boy. The child was unlike any other, with eyes that shimmered like the river at dawn and a cry that echoed like the wind through the trees. Obiora held the child briefly, his eyes filled with pride and sorrow. "I must leave now," he said, his form beginning to fade. "But know that our son is destined to unite our worlds. Raise him well, Adane, and trust in the God's plan." As Obiora vanished, the storm outside subsided, and a strange calm settled over the land. The river flowed once more, the crops revived, and the villagers, though weary, began to rebuild their lives. Over time, Adane's son, named Chizaram, grew into a remarkable young man. He possessed wisdom beyond his years and a deep connection to nature. Though the villagers were initially wary of him, his kindness and courage won their hearts. He became a bridge between the spiritual and physical realms, using his gifts to heal and protect his people. And so, the tale of Adane and Obiora became a legend in Akwameji, a story of forbidden love, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bond between a mother and her child.